Well, hello everybody. It's time for stream time. Hello. It's Sunday. It's our last stream for the foreseeable future. Clearly, I did not do any vocal warm-ups today. I'm also feeling like my throat is a little bit sore, so I'm going to take it a little easy. I've got some tea here, which might still be too hot to drink, but I'll probably go ahead and add some honey to it now. The great question here is now I have lavender honey, which I've been using in my lavender chai that I have. But then also I have one of these amazing honey stir stick sucker thingies. So this is the question I'm running into now. Which one do I do? Because this lavender honey slaps in my lavender chai. Oh, never knew I was going to become a tea person. Never knew I was going to become a honey person. This is what it's like in your 30s. You just suddenly enjoy things that you didn't used to. Anyway, hi. While we were offline between last week and this week, if you're on the website, you can see that we got a donation from Kimmy ZM. I think it was basically right after we went offline on our Wednesday stream. Very generous $100 donation. Very much appreciate that. For today, with donations, I think I'm going to be steering people toward the GoFundMe, which, let me pull this up really quick. I don't need this anymore. So this is where the GoFundMe is at right now. I was kind of thinking I would just be like, okay, let's try to get this to 12,000 because it's at $11,347. Which is like a pretty big goal for one of my streams. Like trying to get $650 is kind of a lot, but I would just, the money comes very quickly through GoFundMe, and it would just be like really cool to get that up a little bit more since, yeah, it's this week. I am moving. That's why the stream is called Goodbye, because I'm not streaming for at least the rest of February. So that means I'm not going to be streaming my own show. It means I'm not going to be on the Transatlantic call-in show. Yeah. So I'm taking the time to like properly, settle in, to take, all the time that's required to move and do it safely because I'm driving, through the mountainous half of the United States in the middle of winter. So that's what's going on right now. Yes, I heard about Anita Bryant. Yes. Crabs. Oh, Anita Bryant, if everybody doesn't know, is she was a super anti-gay person. She's the one who got the famous like pie in the face on television. Yeah, she used to work for like a company that sells orange juice or something out of Florida. What's up? It's Igor, right? Hello. Welcome back in. Yes, a little moss sabbatical. Hey, what's up, Jess? Yeah. Yeah, having no choice but to move part sucks a little bit, but, I'm looking forward to it overall. I think it's going to be good. I hope it's good anyway. I already put my spoon in my tea before. Like, I don't have very much of this lavender honey left. You see how tiny this jar is? Oh, man. It makes me feel like I would rather do the sucker. I'm just going to do the sucker. I'm going to save my lavender honey because I don't have very much of it. It is time for the moss to grow westward. It's true. Okay, I've never used one of these before. I hope that it is easy. I need something to cut with. It's like, that's already not easy. But I guess it's a good thing that this is like vacuum sealed. It's like shrunk wrapped. Shrunk wrap supreme. Oh, here we go. Ripped it open. Got it. Thanks everybody for joining me as I try something new today. I don't need this plastic spoon. I've gotten into the habit of waiting a little bit after I brew my tea to put the honey in because I'm like, oh, well, if you pasteurize honey, it'll kill all the nice enzymes in it. That's stuff that you want. Anyway. Pecan honey? Oh, man, that sounds good. Hi, kitty. Yes, I'm hoping to have fun in a blue state. Listen, yes, it's a forced move, but it's going to be better. I won't have to worry about climate change as much. Although we are going to be like entering the Thunderdome as far as wildfires are concerned. Jesus. Okay. So, yeah, let me how am I going to do this? I'm still basically just getting things set up today. So, we can still open the box. Like, there is still a mystery item in the box. I don't know if maybe we want to set, like... Yeah, I don't know. Like, if we hit the goal, we'll open the box. Whatever. And then there's another box. So, we can decide what to do with that when we get there. Let's set it for... I just want to see how this looks when I put the bar up on the screen. Yeah, look at that. Look at how close we are. If you look at it on this time scale between 11,000 to 12,000, look at how close we are. In reality, it's several $100s, but don't think of it that way. Oh, geez. There is a difficulty in letting, like, what is effectively a hard candy dissolve in your tea, as I discovered recently with ginger candies. Anyway. Oh my god, we're talking about Sonic the Hedgehog. Logan in the YouTube chat says, I played an anti-fascist game like Sonic Mania, and I think Sonic would definitely be pro-LGBT. Sonic the Hedgehog canonically hates oppression. He's an environmentalist, and his fan base is full of LGBT people. I embrace this headcanon that and it's especially funny because I know that there's like the meme of like Christian Sonic, where Sonic the Hedgehog is drawn very badly and like espousing Christian conservative values. Very funny. I want to live near a mysterious old man who has 30,000 beehives. That sounds awesome. Jojo Tater says, I don't know whether this is a thing everywhere, but the farmers markets in the PNW have lots of specialty honeys that come from bees living in fields of specific flowers. Yeah, I think that's what this is. I think that this tiny jar that I have is like, I don't think it's lavender infused honey. I think that this is honey that was made because lavender was the primary food source for the bees, which means that it doesn't necessarily taste like lavender, but it doesn't taste not like lavender. So there is that. 78 people in here, 32 likes. We're just kind of hanging out right now. This is my last stream for the next few weeks at least. So we are, just enjoying each other's company right now. I covered a ton of different anti-trans news on Wednesday's show this week. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I have not really seen any additional anti-trans news or really news in general since Wednesday. But if there's some news from this week that I missed, please do let me know. I didn't cover everything that I had on my list for last week, though. Like, I didn't talk about, there was something going on in, Montana being the first state to hear an anti-trans bill in 2025, reporting from Aaron Reed. It's an it's a bathroom ban. Yeah. Oh no, the honey came off the stick that I was using it to stir. No, now there's just a glob of honey candy in the bottom of my tea. Aw, Calacia, thank you. I love that I joined the line and now like the call screeners from the line and viewers from the line hang out in my stream chat. That's lovely. I'm not surprised about Montana anymore either. I'm not surprised about basically anywhere anymore. Man, maybe I do need this plastic spoon again. The candy came right off of the friggin' stick, and now I don't need the stick. It's got a cool little ball on it. I kind of wish I could think of some use for that, but I'm gonna throw it away instead. Maybe some trans joy with Aaron's recent wedding. Yeah, I don't personally know how I feel about like I don't know. That's like a private event and I'm like happy for them personally, but I feel like I don't know. It's like a wedding that I was not invited to and it's like almost like a weird pseudo celebrity wedding type thing because I mean, like, you know, in the trans community, Zoe Zephyr and Aaron Reed are like niche micro celebrities, right? So it's just like, are we comfortable using someone's private romantic event as like news? I mean, like, it's cool that they got married and I'm happy for them. I'm just like, I don't know what else to say about it besides like, good for them. I'm so happy. Lavender is high in phytoestrogens. That's funny. Oh, we're going to miss you. I'm going to miss everybody too. I probably could haul ass and be like ready to upload or stream again. So okay, let me finish that thought before I move on to the next one. I could haul ass and probably be up and ready to stream before the end of January, but I don't want to rush myself. I want to take a little bit of time to like breathe and set up my office the way I want it set up and like the background aesthetics might not even be figured out fully by the time I'm streaming again in February, but I want to at least take a little bit of time, right? Um so oh man, did I not get water? Dang it. I was so distracted by my tea situation that I didn't get water. And my tea I think is still too hot and also the honey has not like fully evaporated into it. Melted. Why are you so evil? Now it's like all stuck to the side. Which means I can't like stir it to melt it. Such a pain in the butt. You leaving? Yeah, guys, I'm moving. So yeah, so here's today's thing. Here's the thing about today is I would like to get the GoFundMe up to $12,000. The goal right now is at $15,000 because my husband needs to buy new expensive power tools in order to continue doing his job as a skilled tradesman. But I'm just trying to get, I'm like, any amount of money we raise at this point. Are you going to explain why you're not streaming anymore? I'm just taking a break because I'm moving. I'm gonna come back to streaming in like February, but I just am taking a break while I move. Because I'm moving across the entire friggin' country, you guys. I vote that you take February easy. No, I'm going to come back in February. I'm not taking February easy. I know that people would like that, but I need to make money. That is the problem. Let's see. Is there an easy way for me to put this on here? Like, does this fit? Can I make this work? Not really. Hold on. There. Now we're locked in. Okay. Yeah. Which state are you moving to? I'm moving to Oregon, at least for now. It remains to be seen whether we stay there long term, but it seems like a pretty solid choice. So we're gonna stick there for at least a little while. Which red state you in? Well, I live in Kansas currently. I'm from Kansas. It's Trans Cat Dad. Hello. Hello, hello. I hope things are going okay over there in Missouri. I had to drive there this week, and I was like, man, I fucking hate Missouri. I don't like Kansas City just in general. Like, Kansas City, like Missouri especially. I'm just like, why? True, Anita Bryant. Crabs. Crab, 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 crab. I don't know what song gets used in the crab rave. I can't even think of it. Man. Okay, well my honey globule is still it's still shrinking somewhat. Maybe I just need to sit here and stir it. Oregon is closer to becoming a province of Canada. True. I keep telling you guys, someday it's going to be the Great Republic of California, and it's going to be all three of those states over there. Or we're going to join Canada. That would work too. I would be fine with that. It sucks here in Missouri. Columbia is not so bad, but it could be better. Can't believe we can finally drink orange juice again. Huge W for orange juice fans. Was there a recall or something? There's been so many recalls lately. I'm like, now if I buy orange juice, I only buy pasteurized orange juice. And I'm like, I haven't really been eating fresh greens that much because I don't want to get E. coli off of like lettuce. The song is unironically called Crab Rave. Cool. Good stuff. Very amusing. Oh, the Anita Bryant thing with the orange juice. Oh, okay. Yeah. I forgot. Yeah, it's been forever since she actually worked for that company, right? Concept of orange juice was just tainted. Oh my god. Come on, honey. Get out of there. It's like my tea is cool enough to drink, but now the honey is not dissolved in it. Jesus, why didn't you tell me that being a tea drinker would be so difficult? I did hear that Trump said something about taking over Greenland and Canada. My cat is screaming, and so I think that it might be time to punish him by bringing him in here. So give me a quick second. I'm just gonna go steal my cat and force him to be on camera as punishment for screaming in the hallway. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Okay. He screams. Ugh. It's not okay, sir. You scream? We got this boy some gabapentin so that he can be calm. The honey spoon is going to be mixed with a hardener. Yeah, for sure. Yeah? You annoying? You being annoying? Hmm? Yeah, that's you. You are being annoying. Big baby, yes. We found out at the vet recently that he weighs 20 pounds, which means that we need to, you know, it's not like he eats a ton. He just is very, very, very lazy. So it's like, it just, you need more activity, sir. Mm-hmm. We have to trick him into playing more or something. Yeah? I put him on the floor and he just kind of decided to stay exactly in the spot that I put him. So now I'm like bothering him with my foot. Oh, yeah? You like the paper on the floor? Mm hmm. Okay. Well, thanks for joining. You're being obnoxious, though, so I wonder if you could maybe stop that. Oh, gosh. Thank you, Ben. Says I can't watch live today, but I sent on GFM. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yes. How long does it actually take the stuff to show up on the main screen? Takes a little bit of time for it to show up on the main screen, apparently. Hold on, let me go over here. Aha! Now we're at 11,367. Nice. Haha. I guess I could more clearly show if I did, like... It might be a little bit just easier to look at if I did this slightly differently. There, that makes it probably... It makes it each one look like it's going up further. Okay, I got Discord. Don't really need Discord right now. Portland or Eugene? Oh, you know, that's the general vibe. Just that general area. I hope the internet is better in the new place. Did y'all get the snowstorm in Kansas? Oh, you know it. You know we got the snowstorm. Yes. Thank you, Turtlebird Me. Wow. Gifted 10 memberships on YouTube. I will not get the membership until next month. So GoFundMe is good because it's a little bit more immediate, but I appreciate it because next month I will also need income. So thank you very much. Appreciate that. And that's a whole bunch of people who get access to my members only posts, which I also post on Patreon. Members only videos, which I also post on Patreon. And yeah. You have a little special free super chat once per month that you can use. Isn't that exciting? Oh, good lord. Okay, I'm actually like thirsty now. Did it dissolve already? Oh, it's almost all the way dissolved. Okay, so I can start drinking the tea now because I'm thirsty. Yes, if I ever need to flee to Canada, I'll be a lot closer. I would like to be able to initiate the process of buying a house, but, you know, it's going to be a few years before that. Oh my lord, you guys. Jasmine tea with honey? Oh, God, it's so good. It's absurd how delicious that is. Oh, there's a cat hair in it. As you do. I live in Eugene. As long as you're not a trans veteran, it's a good place. I generally hear good things about Eugene being like, I thought it was fairly LGBTQ friendly. That's what I had heard. That sucks though. Jasmine tea is so good. I don't think I've tried hot Earl Grey. It's, you know, the classic Picard drink. gifting on Patreon doesn't open the box. Well, today, memberships also don't open the box. Sorry, I have referenced it multiple times, but I guess maybe you just popped in. We're doing donations on GoFundMe today. That's what counts for opening the box. And the goal is higher than it usually is because we're trying to get this to 12,000. So the goal is actually set for 15,000, but I'm not gonna try to set it for I'm not gonna try to get that today because that seems like it's not gonna happen. But 12,000 feels like attainable, you know? Mm. Hot girl gray. True. White tea and honey? Ooh. I don't know that I've had white tea before. I guess I've had some of those blooming teas, and sometimes they have white tea in them. But yeah, tea's delicious. Jojo says Eugene is pretty chill. It's a bit of a hippie town. I probably would have liked living there if I hadn't been depressed at the time. True. You know, it's really interesting. Hold on. Nope. Man, the ADHD has been fucking savage the last few days for me. Ooh, lots of tea shops in Portland. I was thinking about that. I've been doing this thing recently where if I think of like a hobby of mine, I'll go Google like you know, Portland whatever, like climbing gym or something, like one of the many different hobbies I've taken part in over the years. And tea shop was one that occurred to me earlier today. I just hadn't taken the time to sit down and actually search it up. High tea is an experience one must have at least once. Okay. I will put it on the list. University of Oregon does kind of dominate Eugene though. Well, isn't that a good thing? Um I hear good things about college towns typically. Like so if Eugene is a college town, doesn't that say good things about it? Oh, the VA specifically in Eugene, Oregon sucks, but apparently there's a lot of other trans people there. Cool, nice. Yeah, I am excited. Oh man, you know what we could do right now? We could probably really easily get to 69 likes on the YouTube video all of a sudden. Can we try to get to 69 likes? I feel like I should also put the... Is there any way to get this to fit on here and also you be able to see it? Probably not. I should get a shorter link. Let me try to get a shorter link of that. Okay, but now I need it to be bigger again. Make the text bigger again. There we go. Okay. Oh, there was another $20. Yes. That's good stuff. Yeah. Cool. I hope you are not leaving YouTube. No, 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 no. Not, well, not permanently at least. I'm gonna be taking like a 3-week break because I'm moving. But I will be back. College towns are usually pretty good for queer people in my experience anyway. Yeah, that's generally like what I hear about college towns. You know, we have some of those in Kansas. Hmm. University Oregon is kind of a mixed bag. It's a party slash sports school. They're also in the pocket of Nike. Wow, how does that happen? Eric says, high tea is worth it if you find a nice tea house. Very fun and is actually one of my activity plans for when my mom meets my BF because they both like cute shit like that. Yes, thank you, Roni. Shout out Roni for the most recent $20 donation to the GoFundMe page. Hell yeah. Let's see. Yeah, okay, that's in a place that it works too. Cool. Nike was invented at that college. Oh, okay. You deserve a break. Thank you, Liam. Yeah. I'm sure that I will probably feel guilty about the break that I'm taking. Hey, we got to 69. 69 likes. Thank you. But yeah, it's mostly like because I think that I will freak out a little bit if I try to put too much on myself this month. Okay, because here's the other thing. I was going to get another video out before I left. Like that was the original plan, was to get my Dragonheart video out. And now that we're kind of like in that last couple of weeks of crunch time, I'm going like, oh, I actually do not have the ability to focus on this right now. Like I can't focus on editing this video. And like I ultimately might end up re-recording it depending on like if I look back at the footage that I have recorded and I decide like, oh, actually this is a little bit cringe or something. I might re-record it, but definitely like the editing part, I can't focus on it. I am too there's too much else to do. And like it's imminent, like this time next week I will be driving through the Rocky Mountains. Like uh it's imminent. So I'm like I'm going to have that video out before the end of January. That's the plan. Uh but I am not going to try to push it within the next like 3 days. That's not going to happen. So taking a little bit of time, but I will be working on that video at the end of January. Basically, I'm going to try to dedicate some time and attention to finishing that and then get back into streaming, once I have cleared my plate of that currently active project. UO gets a lot of funding from Nike. Well, sure. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Dragonheart the movie. Yeah, Dragonheart the movie. So if you're here and you haven't been around for a little while, and maybe you're like, oh, I'm noticing that I don't get Luxander videos recommended in my feed anymore, that's because I have switched to doing video essay type stuff. And I'm going to be talking about movies and still talking about politics sometimes, but usually in the sense of like, oh, we reviewed this trans documentary. And so we're talking about the documentary, but we're talking about the trans issues as part of it. And, we're going to watch other trans movies that are not documentaries and talk about their storylines and stuff, whatever. It's still going to happen. I'm still going to make video essays about stuff that is less frivolous, but I also do want to like just talk about movies that I like. So I'm uploading less often, and it's probably not the content that you're usually used to watching from me. So if you're here because, it's recommending this stream to you and you haven't seen any of my content for a while, that's probably why. Yeah. The logistics of moving across the country is crazy. Was it hard communicating with a landlord from that distance? I'm scared of inadvertently moving into a roach infested, ceiling leaking ass apartment again. Yeah, I mean, I basically like looked at reviews. I was like, let me try to find a place that has reviews, different reviews on different websites. I looked specifically on Reddit to see if like there were any experiences of people who had lived in that specific apartment place or whatever. Um, and I looked at a couple of different places, and I got in touch with a couple of private landlords and a couple of like um actual management companies and stuff. And yeah, I'm going to find out whether I made a mistake or not, but it just seemed like altogether the thing that I was more concerned about was not getting scammed because people it's that time of year, people are moving, typical like, if you live in a college town, I think the move-in time is like, more correlated with the school year, but in many places it seems like most of the move-in stuff happens in like January. So scams are rampant. And I was like, let me double check the website. Like, let me, call and make sure, like, hey, I just got this email. Is that related to this apartment situation that we're trying to figure out? Like, yeah. So it remains to be seen. But I feel pretty confident that it's, I checked things like what are the nicer parts of town. So if you're, applying to a part of town that is more like a suburb, then you're like, okay, it probably is less likely to be super old and dilapidated. Or like if you're moving to a part of town that people say, oh, there's a lot of property crime in this part of town and blah blah blah. It's like, okay, you can probably safely assume that the apartments are probably kind of shit there too. But it's about what you can afford too, right? I give live video tours to prospective tenants for my duplex. Yeah, yeah. Getting that would probably be like one of the better ways to confirm, especially, well, some places have like a model unit if you're moving into an apartment, especially, and it's like you don't know what one that has been lived in looks like because it's a model unit that nobody rents. But yeah, if you're able to look at the actual rental itself, that gives like a certain amount of confidence for sure through like a FaceTime or a video call or something. Yeah, Allison suggests getting someone to walk around the unit with their phone. Um yeah, like if you have a friend who lives there and is willing to tour the apartment for you and bring their phone and all that, that's probably a good way to go. Drea says all of East Portland is really sus. Oh no. I saw the title Goodbye. I was worried you were permanently leaving YouTube. Not this time. There's a possibility that that day is coming at some point in the future, but right now it's just this. It's just trying to move. Like, okay, so this is a plan. We are planning a 4-day drive. I have an app that is going to help me determine what the safest route is to take each day. We should have the U-Haul for long enough that we have at least 1 or 2 days of extra wiggle room if we like end up needing to stop preemptively and take a whole extra day or something. Yeah. The Trans Resistance Network might be a good resource for double checking the validity/quality of an apartment now that I think about it. Nice. I am not familiar with TRN, but that is the type of thing that we should have mutual aid resources for, like I know people. I'm moving somewhere where I know people who live nearby, but I don't know a lot of people who live like I would be living in the same neighborhood as them. So I was not able to ask someone to check out the space physically. But that is the kind of thing that it would be great if we could set up mutual aid for. Like, yo, I'm thinking about moving here. But the thing is, like, yeah, you have to trust a relative stranger in that case to know where your address is about to be. You know? Like, if I'm thinking of moving into such and such location and I have someone go check it out for me, I have to be okay with them knowing that there's a good chance I'm going to live in that unit or in that complex or whatever. So it's like, how do you do that in a way that is relatively secure? Oh my goodness. There was a $500 donation several moments ago, which has just shown up for me finally. 7 minutes ago, $500. Holy shit. You people are cray cray. That means that we're very close to reaching the goal for today, and I will open the box. And I might even have to find something extra because what's in the box right now is in the box from last time, and it's not that impressive. The thing that's in the second box is fairly impressive today. I like the thing that's in the second box. I hope to be able to move out of my red state sometime this year as well. Yes. Like, what I'm hoping for is to have, like, to get to a place where we have enough money to start paying it forward and start helping people get over, like, to move as well. Like, being part of that pipeline, I guess, because I know that it's so hard for so many people, and, like, if we have the ability to help people, we should try to do that, you know? I am kind of obviously funneling a lot of money into this thing right now, and me and my husband are both taking time off work this month. So right now I'm kind of like, okay, we have to make sure that we have enough money. When you restart your streams, is the fund goal going to be opening a moving box? Yeah, no. Oh man. I guess like part of the goal is to have the moving boxes part kind of finished by the time I get streaming again. That would be funny though. Wish I had the will to move out of my parents' house. I'm almost 28. I feel like it will never be a reality. Oh, yeah. I know. It's so hard. I don't know how to impart that to anybody either. It's like you either are motivated or you're not. I don't really know how to fix that. When I'm feeling not particularly motivated, I don't know how to get out of that. Like, it just kind of feels like it either happens or it doesn't. Just don't mark your boxes, then the question of what's in the box is an adventure. True, yeah. It's like if I wanted to make dinner and I took all of the cans out of the cabinet and ripped all of the labels off, and then it's like, I do know at least one cooking channel that does that as a challenge. Like, you get 3 like mystery cans and you have to make something out of it. Is Beaverton in Washington? Or is Beaverton in Oregon? Andy says, I made the drive from OP, Kansas to Beaverton in 2.5 days by myself 3 years ago. Before winter? Yeah. That's the problem is like, so if it was just in my car, that would be one thing, but we're, traveling with all of our shit in a U-Haul and it's wintertime. So Beaverton, Oregon. Okay, cool. Yeah. Like, yeah, but we could. I'm like looking forward to driving home in the summer. Maybe not this upcoming summer, but like summers in the future, because then my partner and I can drive just through the mountains instead of like, being worried about tipping over with all of our shit or like getting stuck in the mountains with all of our shit. Yeah, it was sorted that I was thinking of Turtlebird Me. Yep. River Tam cooking, a friend called it. Like when you just grab some cans that are don't have no labels and make a meal out of it. That's fun. That's fun. Little Firefly reference. Winter sucks. I moved only what fit into my SUV. Yeah, for sure. You know, it's funny, speaking of anonymizing my boxes, we actually do like the opposite. We I have started over the past couple of moves. I mark all of my boxes with painter's tape and I write whatever is in the box on the painter's tape. Cause like okay, I feel like a crazy person actually. I need help, right? Do people keep their boxes between moves? Or do people like throw away their boxes and then buy brand new boxes the next time they move? What's the general feeling on this, chat? What do you say to this? I need to know whether I'm crazy. Please validate me. Validate my feelings. I know the delay is enormous. I'm hoping that the internet at the new place is better. I did deliberately increase the delay, partially because then it can do auto captions, which it can't do at different latencies. But man, it's a crazy long delay now. I keep some boxes. I've kept boxes for like 3 moves. Invest in bankers boxes. I don't know what that is, Shakespeare, but hello. I kept my boxes between some of my moves. Depends on how long you intend to stay at a location. Personally, I keep my boxes, but I don't think there's a right way. I usually ask someone who works retail if they can save some boxes for me. Yeah, for sure. Because, like, I just feel like, you know, if I move into a house, probably I'll get rid of a lot of those boxes, right? But as a person who's always lived in rentals, I think for so long as I'm renting, I'm going to keep all of the boxes. And then I don't need to spend more money or go out of my way to find more boxes on the next time around. Totes are the way to go. Yeah, that's fair. If you have, we have a lot of breakable shit. And so putting that in like a large tote, we have a lot of breakable shit and a lot of heavy shit. So larger totes, not always ideal, but you know, I have I have a house full of boxes and have no plan to move. Oh gosh. I leave a lot of infrequently used items in the moving box long term. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't do that if I lived in a permanent location. But yeah, I have plenty of stuff that I haven't even unpacked in several moves because, like, it's shit that I don't need all the time, right? And I'm like, okay, I would like to have this stuff out if I wasn't moving every fucking year or two. Yeah, that's what I always do, Alien. Um, I break the boxes down and like flatten them, and I usually like put them somewhere, like under the bed or in the back of a closet or something. And then when I'm ready to use them, we just tape the bottom and then tape the top also. Storing boxes breeds spiders, so I accumulate boxes a few months beforehand, and I do hold on to specific boxes for expensive or uniquely shaped items. Yeah, I don't mind that storing boxes breed spiders though. Like spiders don't stay in your house unless you have a bug problem. So even if you're breeding spiders, they'll just leave. And if you have spiders, then that means that you have bugs, and then eventually you won't have other bugs, and then the spiders will leave. It's a natural equilibrium. I save all unpainted cardboard and pull the tape off of it for landscaping. Yeah, yeah, you can use it in the garden. That's a good point. I just don't even know what a banker box is. Like, where do you get those? Is this a Canada thing? Spiders are an overly maligned species. I like spiders. Spiders accomplish things. Like, okay, you don't like have a spider problem unless you have an other bugs problem, you know? Oh gosh. I'm trying to. Oh, does this mean we're only $113 away from the goal? $113 until we can open the box. And I might even just open the second box too because I'm disappointed in what I left in here. Okay, so Shakespeare is indicating that bankers boxes are something you can buy at Office Max or Depot, any office supply store. I like Home Depot boxes. I have Home Depot boxes. Drea has a... Oh, you mean these. Okay. Banker's box. Okay, can I... Like these. Banker's box. I get it. Yeah, because they have handles. Um, yeah, the Home Depot boxes also have those, but they don't have lids. You have to fold them down and everything. We used old cardboard boxes to build a fort for our cats. True. My cat loves to try to put himself inside boxes that are too small for him. He's like, I'm gonna try to. He'll end up in a situation where he's just placed his feet in a tiny box that he cannot fit in. I've always heard that cardboard encouraged cockroaches. I do not know. So here's the thing too, guys, though, is like if you're worried about any insects, preemptively put diatomaceous earth on stuff. Like, as far as I understand it, it's basically non-toxic. Um in the amounts that you would need in order to prevent insects from being everywhere, you know? Diatomaceous earth. Do a little research about it. I'm not saying, don't like dump it in piles on your carpet or whatever, but if you're worried about cockroaches, if you're worried about bed bugs, you know, just use diatomaceous earth. It'll be anti-spider too, for that matter. The tricky part is sourcing your boxes ethically from a place that doesn't donate against our rights. I mean, are we not kind of reaching a place in society where that is everywhere? Like everywhere. Almost. Like most large companies, they play both sides. They donate to both Democrats and Republicans. And donating for Democrats is also voting against our rights. Or also donating against our rights, I guess. So I'm like, buy shit where it's cheapest because like spending your money a different way isn't going to take down the oligarchy. Simply existing also works against us. True. It's like, yeah, I think anything that you purchase, like there is a parent company or a sister company or something that has donated to some far right weirdos. I found diatomaceous earth to not be super effective. I've poured it directly on a giant spider and it just kept living there for weeks. I mean, I think it works specifically on like smaller. If it depending on how big the spider was. But also it doesn't work as well in like giant amounts. It works better in like small amounts. But, I'm not going to discount that you had an experience where it didn't work. I refuse to shop at Target anymore, but options are somewhat limited. You can only refuse to shop at so many places before there are no more places. Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like you gotta, if there's something that I can get somewhere else, then I would like to try to get it somewhere else. But okay, I don't want to shop at Hobby Lobby. Okay, well, let me shop at Michael's instead. Like, oh, did Michael's do something bad? Okay, well, like, am I gonna pay double or triple the prices from Hobby Lobby and Michael's to go to like the local yarn store? Like, yeah, I would like to be able to do that. Do I just give up on my craft hobby because it's too expensive for me to buy the stuff that's not at a big box store? Kind of trying to create trade-offs there. Nuvenal says, try and get your boxes from places that don't selectively overbreed them. Those boxes had really flat faces, and that's not healthy for them. Truly. Has there been any news this week? I don't think any of you have. I mean, yes, Anita Bryant died. Crab rave, crab rave. But do we have any other, like, news? Or are we just going to shoot the shit the entire show? I was thinking of doing Pink Trombone today. Buying hobby supplies online is generally a lot cheaper than shopping at a store. Yeah. And then what I'm looking at online is like, Amazon or a local hobby supply store that like doesn't update its website regularly. My news this week has been burning up with LA fire stuff. Yeah, I mean, and what the fuck else can I say about the fire? That has been like the main thing. Yeah, America is freezing and burning simultaneously. I like that Anita Bryant died last month and just nobody cared enough to realize it. True. Diatomaceous earth is best against soft-bodied bugs like the larval stage. Yeah, because the thing is that like bugs pick up the diatomaceous earth and then they take it back to their area and it gets on all the other bugs and it just kind of slowly drains them of their fluids. It's good to put under beehives for pest control, for sure. I've thought about dusting it around plants too, if need be. I'm a soft-bodied bug. True. I'm very soft this winter. I've become very soft. Yeah, Trans Cat Dad says, hit me up if you want a soft-bodied bug. Yeah, so I do say I stick behind my refusal to eat at Chick-fil-A because when it comes to like a fast food place, you could shop basically anywhere else, right? Whereas Home Depot might be the only like the only home good, like not home goods, god, the only construction supply store in your area. You know, like we've got Menards in the Midwest. Your city might not have a Lowe's. Like Home Depot might be the only one that's anywhere in a reasonable driving distance. So like, yeah, but you probably have at least 5 or 6 different fast food options. And like I think that they're all kind of comparable. So I don't really see prioritizing eating at Chick-fil-A if there is also a Burger King or if there is also a Popeyes. You know what I mean? Now I want to poke. Yeah. Listen, guys, I've just been like not exercising this winter and also eating a lot. So I'm very soft. Um Completely contrary to all of the goals that I have set for myself for the last several years. So I'm kind of hoping that I just feel more like getting out of the house when I move. And I'm buying a standing sitting desk. That's like part of the money that I have is earmarked for that because I am not taking this desk. This desk is falling apart. I'm going to get a standing sitting desk. So that hopefully should help. Like, yeah, I don't know. It's hard to get active. Jojo says I get most of my hobby stuff from eBay. Good point. Dally says I saw a video from a blind person who evacuated the fire and her experience. She spoke about how situations like this affect the disabled community and how able-bodied people don't think of them in this. Yeah, I don't really want to talk about it right now because don't want to like, be sad. But I have seen at least one story already of a couple people dying because they needed assistance getting out of the area and they did not receive that assistance in time because of disability. Like because of disability, they needed additional support evacuating and they did not receive it. Arguably, because they were disabled, like, disabled people's lives are not prioritized. And so, we can't necessarily say for sure that it was because they were disabled that they were left behind, but that probably on some level influences who gets evacuated and who doesn't. When I lived in the PNW, it was always bad weather, not good for going outside for exercise. Ah, well, you see, Sophie, I fucking love the rain. So as long as listen, I've been waiting. I've been wanting to buy new outdoor gear for a couple years now. I've bought some things like, when I was going for walks regularly, I bought some like leggings, some workout leggings that were also UPF protecting. So I'm like, okay, I don't, I'm sun protected on my legs. I got a couple of hoodies that have sun protection and that were bright colors so that I could go running or walking safely. It was legit. But I've been wanting to expand on that and I haven't because I'm moving, right? So I probably don't need snow boots that can tolerate negative 20-degree Fahrenheit weather. I could probably get something that is less insulated and more water resistant, because I'm going to be like in a place where I'm going to be ostensibly, I would love to start hiking. And so I need to have like good grip on the shoes, but they need to be relatively waterproof to keep my feet dry. Probably getting like sweat wicking undergarments is probably still a good idea, but I don't need to get heavy duty winter under armor gear, right? So yeah, I am looking forward to getting to buy the right clothes to deal with the weather there. If you want to head up into the mountains, you'll need those shoes. Yeah, you need some good shoes. Oh, well, you mean I'll need the ones for like negative 20-degree Fahrenheit weather? I do not know how I'm going to feel about hiking in the snow. I'm really imagining that I don't want to do that, but we'll find out. I don't know what kind of person I'm going to be in 3 years, apparently. Hell yes, Dally. Gonna be getting a mat for my pedal bike. This is my first in-home exercise goal. Yes. I could get a pedal bike kind of thing. I really just like the idea of, okay, if you've ever played World of Warcraft, I'm not going on a tangent for very long. It's a very brief one. Stay with me. If you're in the old version of the game, it takes a long time to get places. You have to like physically walk from one place to another. I mean, like, you're at running speed. Walking is even slower, but like you have to physically run everywhere. You do at a later level get a mount, which increases your movement speed by a certain percentage. And then there are waypoints where you can fly from one place to another. But you don't have any control over that flight, and it takes several minutes. And it's on like a path. You're like, I'm going from point A to point B. It's gonna take 6.5 minutes. Boom. and then there's like an emergency get down button, but for the most part, you're just like on the ride, right? So it takes a long time to get places. If that's a 6-minute flight, there's probably also like at least 5 or 10 minutes of walking on either side of that if you're going from one far distant location to another far distant location. So I love the idea of like just if I'm playing World of Warcraft to be at my standing desk, and anytime I'm traveling from one place to another, just like marching in place. I don't want to get one of those treadmill things. That's too soon for me. I don't want that. But I do think it would be fun to just like march in place. Like, oh yeah, I'm on a flight path. I'll be there in about 5 minutes. Marching in place. Marching in place. When I moved from the Pacific Northwest to Baltimore, I was not prepared for the winter. I thought winter clothes just meant a second layer. Oh, honey. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Have fun, Alexandria. Oh, I'm moving today? Nice. Congrats. We're both moving this week. I hope it goes smoothly for you. Should get some snowshoes. Those things are a huge workout. Like, oh, just to, like, because of how heavy the shoes are? Yeah, for sure. Don't forget the possibility of snow blindness. Get shades in your prescription when you can. Yeah, this year the next time I get glasses, I'm gonna get all the time glasses. This past year I was like, well, I'm just gonna kind of ease into it. And so right now I have reading glasses, which I don't even wear because they squish my head unpleasantly. I need to shape them. Oh no, where are they? Oh, I think I left my glasses in the other room. Like, oops. That's my bad. I've been trying to keep them in the case, and I have fucked that up pretty badly right now. What's with the goodbye? The goodbye, Dovahoff Morte, is because I am moving. It's imminently happening this week. So today I am doing my last push for my fundraiser. I'm gonna keep the fundraiser open even beyond this week. But like I'm trying to get this as high as we can get it today. And I am not going to be streaming for the rest of the month, and really like mostly just not working because I am moving all the way across the country. I'm uprooting my entire life because I'm trans and I don't want to stay in Kansas. We're moving to a blue state where it's going to be better. Hopefully. Which mountains? I'm assuming that Drea is saying that like in oh my gosh, in Oregon there's like the Cascades, which like they can get snowy up in like increased elevation in the mountains. New place have a nice low room for streaming? Yeah, basically. I'm going to have another office situation kind of like this. It's going to be I think the best benefit about it is that it's going to be a little bit more private. Because right now I basically share my office space. It's like not very private. Anyway, so yeah, I'll have a new place to set up. That's part of what I want to have a little bit of extra time to think about is just getting like I don't know that I'm gonna put up the background in exactly the same way that it is right now. Like I might decide that I want to do something else with it, which might mean it takes some time for me to get that together. You might find me in like a half put together state when you see me in February. Mount Hood by Portland is around 14K, 14,000 feet. Thank you, Andy. Let me check on the GoFundMe. Okay, we're not showing any more recent donations, which is fine. We only have $113 left to get to what I have placed as the goal for today. That $500 was a crazy, crazy donation. I'm not good at, like, expressing gratitude, but, like, I recognize that $500 is a lot of fucking money. Thank you. Thank you, Riffs. Yeah, having both arms is essential for streaming. It's really difficult to function otherwise. But look at this. We're so close. So close to hitting this little goal right here. Ding ding. This is not my last time showing up on camera, though. Ooh, we're so close to 100 likes, too. I love to see that. But I will be on camera again tomorrow, so I will not be stripping down. I did kind of consider... I mean, I guess I still could, but, like, I'm supposed to record the podcast with Gayfesh tomorrow, which means I have to watch Infinity War tonight. But I'm not going to be tearing all of this down until after that camera showing tomorrow. So, yay. It's going to be weird. I really would like to decorate the background in a specific way, but I am not sure if I'm going to be able to accomplish that in a reasonable amount of time. Like, do I buy a bunch of actual moss? I could crochet a bunch of moss-like textures and put them around. I really would like... I would love to, like, build a fountain. Like, make it, like, tumbling over rocks fountain and, like, take some real moss and, like, put it on that. Because a really nice big fountain of this type, they're like $700. And I'm like, why? I've been watching a lot of artists make stuff on YouTube recently, and I'm like, you could just take blocks of foam and, like, glue them together and then, like, carve them into rocky shapes and texture them. You could even get a rock from outside and, like, smush it all over the foam and give it a nice texture. You could dig out certain places in the foam where you plan to put the moss and, like, put some soil in there and then put the moss on top of it. And then, you know, build a hollow space in the middle and, like, build a pool at the bottom. And then just, like, put a motor in there that will reciprocate the water through. And then, like, yeah, you can prime it and paint it rocky colors, and then boom, you have a water fixture now. And I am imagining that all of that would... probably the most expensive part of that would be the motor. I don't know. I would really like to do something of that sort. It's just like, yeah, let me just take on a really large art project after having not done anything artistic for a very long time. I guess I've been writing, and that's kind of artistic, but I have not been working with physical media in a long time. I would love to. I'm trying to get back into it. Oh, we got to 100 likes. Yes, baby. Got to 100 likes. Look at us accomplishing things. Thank you, everybody, so much. It has been pretty cool. And boom, now you run an arts and crafts YouTube channel. Listen, I have the second YouTube channel, and I'm like, do I just use that as my catch-all for literally every other thing that I want to talk about? Or do I keep it in the theme of... I mean, I guess, like, a lot of craft stuff could, hypothetically, you could connect it back to homesteading. But, like, my second channel, the intention is for it to be, like, a little homestead situation as I continue developing those skills. I did not end up going hunting this winter, and I feel so bad. It just did not end up happening. I had hiccups so bad earlier, and I didn't know that they were going to come back, and now I'm upset. I feel like knitting/crochet on stream would be fun. I agree. It's just like, how do you do that with the whole camera thing? I guess I have, like, my secondary camera. I could take my secondary camera and, like, stick it in my cleavage and point it down at whatever I'm crocheting. And, like, you know, I was just like holding my hands like this, just down here out of frame, and it's like you can see my face, and then you can see the boob cam like somewhere else on stream. I have thought about this. I just don't know how to do it, you know? And knitting and crochet is such a it's one of the least connected skills that I have. It's like the least connected to most of what else I do. Just lower your main camera a bit so it's in the shot. Yeah. It's just like upside down, you know? Um like here, let me see. I finally decided to accept that I'm not going to finish this before I move. I'm making myself a Nazar. And it's like so if I'm working on it, it's basically just going to kind of look like that's kind of what it's going to look like, as opposed to if I have it and you can see what I'm doing, then it'll be more like this as the view that you have of like what I'm doing. So it's like I just don't know if it would be worth it. We'll have to try it someday though. Y'all have been asking for long enough. I haven't crocheted a single stitch for like a month. This is what I mean. I do not have the time and attention span for any of my hobbies right now. Those are things that I'm about to start putting on a schedule. This is how I'm working on my self-improvement this year. I am going to so right now I do end up spending some money on things that I want, and I do end up spending some time on things that I want to do, like art or whatever. Um, but I don't budget those things. You know, I was looking over this budget planning thing, and like it's telling you a bunch of tips about how to budget and all this, and it was saying basically like here's a certain percentage of your money that you should spend on um things that you want, like your entertainment budget and all that. uh and I'm like, that seems like an insane amount of money. The amount that it suggested, I was like, that seems like a crazy amount of money to spend on things that I want, which partially is because I do not make very much money. Like my partner and I have separate bank accounts, so like we just have sort of proportionate responsibilities, but I don't save very much because every couple of months there's a new thing. Like either it's an expensive thing that you want that it's like, okay, I can only get this once, or it's like an expensive thing that you need once, like, oh, all four of my tires need to be replaced. So yeah. But I think that this year I need to actually budget, like as in plan to spend the money and plan to spend the time doing something that I want to do or something that is just nice for myself. Because it's harder to like do the things that you need to do if you never do the things that you want to do. So I'm trying to budget for that. Jace on, thank you for the 20 Australian dollars. Says happy move. Thank you very much for that super chat. I appreciate that. We are for the donation goal today, I am counting GoFundMe's specifically because I'm trying to get the GoFundMe specifically to 12,000, which we only have $113 to go. The total goal is actually 15,000, but if we just get to 12,000, I will be a happy camper. Yeah, I've been prepping to move. And it's such a monumental thing too. I'm trying not to give myself too hard of a time about like I'm stress eating and I'm finding it difficult to be productive in a specific way, or like I'm not doing my hobbies, or like yeah, I'm trying not to spend any of my money unnecessarily because I'm trying to travel across the country. Like this is such a huge one-time thing that like I'm hoping that my brain is just a little bit happier with me afterwards. And then it's like, okay, the next time I move, it's going to be a much shorter move. So I won't have to coordinate multiple days of driving across the country. I probably won't need to take my cat to the vet to get him a sedative. I probably won't have to deal with nearly as many issues. So, yeah, here's hoping that it is just like a full and entire relief. Just a relief doing this whole move. So I'm sure it's gonna be fine. And then I can focus on actually like building my life there. That's the other thing too. Having known for such a long time that I don't want to stay here permanently in Kansas, I'm like, I don't really want to become part of the community. I don't really want to make friends. And so now I'm like, okay, now I can make friends because I know that I might move away still, but I might not move as far. So I could still like go visit. Which city did you pick? I'm not gonna tell you. Basically Portland. Like, just, TLDR, Portland. Even if we can't follow along, watching crochet would be a nice body doubling thing. Yeah, for sure. I have no idea. I was like, okay, I would like to make this dress. I had some yarn that would really work for a dress. But then I've gained a bunch of weight, so I was born in Kansas once. Worst decision of my life. Gotta love it. Like, you don't get my tax dollars anymore, Kansas. You gonna keep fucking putting up anti-trans laws? Have fun having me not contribute to your GDP anymore. Don't get to have any of my self-employment taxes, which are exorbitant. Yum. I wanted to do the pink trombone today, but I think, like, do I want to do it now or do I want to arbitrarily say, let's do it when we hit the goal? I don't know. Maybe instead doing the pink trombone will bring us closer to the goal. Because I don't know if most of you know what this is. But it's one of my favorite things in the whole wide world. 11D1 likes for the pink trombone. The pink trombone, you guys. Okay. So the pink trombone is a mouth simulator. Okay, hold on. Okay. Yeah, pink trombone does sound like a euphemism. So this is a mouth. And I don't know if you can read it because it's kind of small. But it's like labeling all the parts of the mouth, like the throat, the tongue control, soft palate, nasal cavity. It's just like pretty much always makes me laugh. Oh my god, dude. Make it say something. No, I'm not on Twitch, Brianna. If you're interested about this chat over here, this is my website chat down here. This is my website, luxander.net/live. It's kind of hard to make this say stuff because it's like if I were using a tablet and I could touch it on more than one place, it's easier to make the mouth do complex things. So it's kind of hard to make it say stuff, but we can certainly try. Oh my god, dude. How loud is this? Okay, that's a good volume. I think it's a good volume. Okay. Just need a break. Oh god. What should I try to make it say? No, yeah, this is quality content. Oh gosh. Can it do raspberries? I don't think so. I'm always saying this. Padfoot Sam, this is called the pink trombone. And it's a mouth simulator. It's like, this is what the inside of a mouth is. These are all the different parts. The Oz have it true. Anyway, I just think that's fun. That's how I keep myself entertained. I just forgot completely that this existed until very recently. This is why Trans Mama is always talking about the mouthfeel. Yo, we cracked open a bottle of Malbec last night, and it, like, had amazing mouthfeel, but I fucking hated the taste. I was like, no, I don't want this. This is not what I'm... No, it's not what I want. This is kind of how I sounded when I woke up this morning, as I too make random noises of displeasure. True. I bet you could do yas, maybe. Let's see. I don't have any teeth control. That's the thing, is I don't have any teeth control, so I can't do a yes. I don't think. And like the complex thing that you have to do to get an S without your tongue. Yeah. It's all teeth control. Hello, hello. Merry New Year. What is up? This is blowing. Yeah, it's mostly vowel intonations. You can do stuff with the mouth, like... See? Point taken. I can do boo 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 boo. I saw goodbye and I thought you were doing a final show. It's the final show for at least the rest of this month. I don't know when I'm going to be streaming again, but it's going to be not until February sometime. I wonder if my old linguistics professor knows about this. You should find out, because it's funny. That dono bar is nuts. Well, we're doing, hold on. We're doing GoFundMe today. So, you know, when we started today, it was at like 11,337 or something like that. And, yeah, I'm trying to get us to 12,000. That's the goal. 12,000 today. So if we can get to 12,000, I'll open the box. Kind of sounds like a cat trying to talk. True. Should be able to get an N. I don't have any, like... I have control over the location of the tongue in the mouth, but I don't have control over, like, where it touches. I don't think. Kind of. Let me see. Keep coming back over there. Yeah, if only we could afford to get me to 2,000 every time. Oh, I can make it super nasally, apparently. I just don't know what's happening right now. Shut up, I can't. Oh my god, you guys. I can do that for hours. It's really hard to get bored by that. You gotta, you gotta stop before it gets boring. And just, like, you have to stop when you're still having fun to make sure that it stays amusing, you know? Oh, gosh. Please upload a clip of this. Listen, the beauty of the pink trombone is that I forget about it for, like, a year at a time, and then we just kind of randomly fuck with it for 10 minutes. Good lord. That's just too funny. It's so stupid how funny that is. Oh. DJ Throat. True. Thank you, Martian NB. Yes, I also hope my move is low stress and that we have an easy time getting to our new home. It's like, I've planned it as much as I can plan it at this point, There's some of it is going to have to fly by the seat of my pants. But we'll find out. It's kind of like a kid having fun making noises. Yes, it is. You teach yourself how to whistle, and you try to whistle different ways. My husband can whistle, like, 7 different ways. It's really obnoxious. It's not really that obnoxious. I was more jokingly being like, he's so talented, it's so obnoxious, Oh, good lord. The rest of this week is going to be quite difficult. Yes, driving by the seat of our pants. Alice says, do you know how hard it is to get a mocha while hearing that? I died laughing and no one knows why. I am an agent of chaos. I love that. I love that. Oh, man. Can you give it trans voice lessons? Can I give the pink trombone trans voice lessons? I mean, could I use it to give trans voice lessons? Possibly, actually. Yeah. Yes, you're welcome. Anybody who didn't already know about pink trombone, you now have a fun website to use to de-stress. If you're ever just like, I need something stupid to happen right now, go mess around with... Like, honestly, my favorite thing to do with it is to make the gok sounds. Like, it's hitting the back of your throat, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know why. That is the funniest thing you can do with it. And also going is pretty funny. I don't know, but it's very, 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 very fun. It's stupid and fun. I can't even remember where I learned about it. I mean, it's like, it might have been one of the Vsauce videos that they used to do where they would be like, here's just a bunch of random things you can do. Or it might have been something because I was actually into linguistics. It might have been something in earnest that I was trying to learn about, and then it just happens to be the most hilarious fucking thing in the world. Or it could have been a Let's Player. Like, did Jacksepticeye play with it back in the day or something? Questions. Is there any serious news for us to talk about today? I mean, I feel like we need to catch up on everything we can possibly catch up on. Because I'm about to be... I don't even know. Like, you guys, listen, I'm depending on you. If there's news that we need to talk about, you have to put it in the stream recommendations channel on the Discord. Because 3 weeks is a lot of time for me to be, like, not paying attention to the news. I might have to check in every once in a while. Like, hey, is anything on fire yet? You know? I'm assuming everything is going to be more on fire after I finish my move, because basically the plan is to be situated right around the time that the inauguration happens. Idaho is trying to ban gay marriage again. Oh, right, yeah. Didn't they petition the Supreme Court? They were like, hey, Supreme Court, please, pretty please, even though there's no case actively being heard, please make gay marriage banned again. We could always go back to talking about tea. That's fucking true. Trying to get SCOTUS to outlaw gay marriage via states' rights. Yeah. Just like, let's try. Ooh, bourbon vanilla tea. Ooh. It's black tea. I don't really drink black tea that much. Because it's like, I'm still on like a low caffeine regime. But I do like it, like, very occasionally a nice black tea. They're sumptuous. They have so much texture. Actually, the jasmine tea that I just finished drinking has so much, like, wonderful creamy texture. Delish. Get out of here, Pink Trombone. You're going to tempt me too much. I might have to take a little break in a moment to use the restroom and put water in my jug, because I did not put water in my jug before the stream. Watch them try banning interracial marriage again. If they ban gay marriage, the racists will do it. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, is like, we are on track for this type of bullshit to occur, so it's not going to surprise me. If we don't ban those things, I probably would be more surprised than if we did. If they started trying to ban gay marriage and ban... I mean, you know, not started trying. If they concluded their attempts with success by successfully banning gay marriage and interracial marriage, that would be like, yeah, I expect that to happen. A matter of if, not... Or sorry, it's a matter of when, not if. Right. I mean, it would be cool if they didn't. I would be happy if they did not manage to ban those things. It honestly might be... I am going to have to really figure out what the character of this stream is supposed to be like going forward, because I don't care about things the same way that I used to. Oh, thank you, in a box. Oh, thank you, thank you. Sometimes it takes a little minute for it to update for me. There we go. Thank you. We are now only $13 away from hitting the goal that we wanted to hit today. $13 from hitting our primary goal. I will inevitably set a second goal, probably, if we go ahead and hit this one, but there. That's all set and together. Thank you, in a box. Appreciate you very much. That's very kind. And I will I might do 2 boxes at the same time reveal, because I'm like, oh, the thing that's in this box is actually not that exciting. I put it in there for last time, and then I didn't put something new in there this time. Yeah. Sad. Unfortunate. I would say we are more than halfway done with the packing, which feels kind of crazy. I still have stuff that obviously needs to happen, but... And some stuff that's like, okay, I'm not fully packing this up. I'm just gonna kind of... Like, oh, let me tape these drawers shut. Like, these drawers, I mean, like, I can't remember if I figured out how to remove the drawers, so I might just... Like, this whole thing might just be taken down in its entirety with, like, tape over the front to keep the drawers from popping out. Getting rid of some of my furniture. Like, we've already kind of been periodically getting rid of some of the furniture. Like, my desk is not coming with us. I got this desk off of Craigslist. Back when people still used Craigslist for this kind of thing. Gosh, it's probably been like 10 years. And it's just like a shitty particle board. I mean, it's like pressed. I'm pretty sure at least that this top is not solid wood. If it is solid wood, I'm pretty happy with it, but whatever. But yeah, like, the top might be solid wood, but the bottom is all shitty particle wood, and it's, like, falling apart. Fun fact, I'm saving up money for a wedding. Every time I donate here, it's like I'm pushing the date back a little. What does your fiancé think about that, you little stinker? I've not heard of Craigslist in years. I know, it's all on Facebook Marketplace now. So I'm getting rid of this desk. Saying bye-bye. Already got rid of some of my other big pieces of furniture. Thank you, Martian. Says, I love your studio now, so I'm really excited to see what you do in the new space. Yeah, I want to give myself the time to really think about it, be thoughtful, you know, go thrifting, see if there's anything in particular, like, could I put something up on the walls to give it a little bit more variety? Obviously, I like the vines because they are great noise canceling, like not literally canceling, but they're noise diffusing to some extent. So he's just found out about this at the same time chat did. Oh no! In a box? Getting in trouble. Whoops-a-daisy. But, like, I also don't think that the vines really match the, I don't know if they match the moss vibe. Like, yes, it's like a nature thing, but I'm not sure. Like, maybe there just need to be fewer of them instead of, like, 2 or 3 full packs of them. Maybe I just need fewer of them. I don't know where I'm going to put my lights. Like, this light over here, I don't know where I'm going to put that. There's also another one in the corner there. I'm not really sure where those are going to go. They're kind of designed to go on the wall, but obviously when you're renting, you try to put as few holes in the wall as possible. I don't think I want this. I mean, again, it's a great noise dampener, but I don't think that I really want this in the background of the videos. Like, I'm being picky. I'm being picky now. It's not just the stream background, it's also the video background. You know, I feel like I have to care about that. Okay, what can we do? Can I, so I'm like, can I put something on or something so that y'all have something to listen to? Let's see. It's okay to be picky about the area you spend a lot of your time in. That's true. I appreciate that. Okay, maybe I'll just leave you with the pink trombone on my screen as a temptation. And I'll step away for a moment here. All right. I'm just gonna leave you with the pink trombone. Like, should I just leave you with this instead? Does that make more sense? Whatever. All right, I'll be back in a minute. Water. Okay, I'm back. Glad to see that most of you stayed here. Isn't that great? Yes, Moss stepped away right when Gayfesh got here. Yes. I was just telling everybody too that like my appearance on the podcast tomorrow is going to be the last time I'm on camera in this current office. Hello, Abscess. Some moss art panels would be cool. I've seen ways to make them or buy with living or fake moss, but I love the ivy. I did make. I went to an event at a local place, and we made like it was supposed to be insect pinning, although we weren't quite able to do that because they bought frames that were too shallow because the pins are rather long, so you need a pretty deep frame to put them in. So we ended up gluing, but like I have something like that where I've put like bits of moss and some bugs in there. I kind of think that I want to redo it if I was going to put it up on a wall where I expected people to actually see it. But I do have something like that. And I do like the idea of, you know, it's like making a moss blanket. I don't think that I want to make a big moss blanket, but I could absolutely crochet like small chunks of moss, or like I don't know, I don't know. I haven't figured out exactly how I would accomplish this, but it's like, is that just gonna hang directly on the wall, or like how am I gonna place that? Am I gonna need to put like a million small pins in the wall in order to hold the shape of the thing? I don't know. I'm working on it. Thanos is snapping my studio. It's true. I will have to rebuild from scratch. Oh my gosh. I came for a box. Thank you, Obsis. Well, so if you want box, today what we're doing is taking GoFundMe donations, which we have now gone over the amount. So that means that we're opening the box. But we might go ahead and open 2 boxes because, first of all, I just want to say, look at that. We get to 12,025 because I was hoping to get to 12,000 today, which is good stuff. Anyway, but I don't know. This was a fun thing, but it might not be impressive enough to count. At the Renaissance Festival, someone handed me this. They were like, "You seem like this is kind of your thing." And they said it was called a gummy Perry. Now, I do understand that this is a reference to Perry the Platypus, although I have not seen the show that he is from. But I just thought it was cool that someone like saw me and they were like, "You need one of these." And I was like, "Bet, thank you." Now I have one. A gummy Perry. He's like a bear version of Perry the Platypus. Put a fedora on it. I know. I understand the meme. I'm aware of the meme. I need to make it. I'll make like a tiny little chipboard fedora to put on his head. Yeah, he's in the shape of a bear. Phineas and Ferb. Yeah, that's the one. I keep forgetting. I keep asking and then forgetting. What a cutie pie. Ellie says it would be funny if they tried to ban interracial marriage because the hell that would break loose and the amount of revolutionary actions that would happen in the wake of that would be glorious. I mean, I feel like I don't think that anything is going to cause there to be revolutionary actions there. He's going to live in my cleavage now. Everybody's like, "Oh, I can't wait until this one thing happens because then everything is going to finally go to revolution." And it's like, so far that hasn't happened. I don't really know that there's going to be anything that's going to like that we're going to be able to predict, like, this will be the thing that finally breaks the camel's back. It's probably going to be something small, and it's probably not going to be all at once. Like, I'm imagining that it will be a little bit decentralized in a way that maybe makes it less effective because it's not coordinated, but IDK, I don't know. Gayfish says, I watched some of Phineas and Ferb, and it made me mad because while their older sister keeps trying to snitch on them, the universe itself just constantly conspires to gaslight her about the shit she saw. That is unfortunate. That's really unfortunate. I haven't actually seen it, so I didn't know that there was like a constant negative thing occurring. Like, I would consider that a constant negative thing. Why does this hat never want to stay centered? What is wrong with you? Unus annus. Anyway, I guess it's like, I feel like this was not a very cool thing to put in the box. And there is another box. And I think that this thing is way cooler. But I don't know. I'm trying to decide if I should set like another insane goal that we're probably not going to hit today. Like, what if I was like, well, let's get to 13,000 then? Like, probably not going to get there. I like to set high goals that we can never attain in the midst of mostly smaller goals that are a little bit more attainable. Submerged sword. Are you having some struggles right now? All of the people making stupid arguments to stay in the US are pissing me off. Here's mine. If you're still in the chat, submerged sword. Sorry, I just can't read all the comments every single time. I'm trying though. Um Here's my pitch. The US government is kind of decentralized in a way that makes it to where individual territories, which basically amounts to like states, each state can have like different protections, right? And they are all under the purview of the federal government, but they have a lot of power to just be like, well, actually, we're going to the courts and we're going to take a long time working through a court battle because we don't like the something the federal government's doing, right? Whereas like in like most other countries are smaller than the US. What like just and the government as a result is like has much more centralized control. So like in the UK, they can say, well, we are not going to cover gender affirming services on the NHS anymore. They have not said that. However, I'm just saying they could do that, right? And then the only way for you to get healthcare is to spend quite a lot of money on private care, which like most Americans can relate to not being able to afford healthcare, right? Imagine if everything was like a little bit more expensive, except for healthcare, which was free in your life, right? So you don't have a budget for healthcare because you don't usually need to pay for it pretty much at all. And then suddenly you can only get it if you pay a pretty high amount, right? Versus in the US, you're like, I can go somewhere else to get informed consent care, you know? And you're like still in the same country. Later, have fun at D&D. So my opinion is that it's safer in a blue state in the US than it is trying to move somewhere else. But I'm not going to tell you not to move somewhere else. I'm just going to say, like, I understand that there are considerations to be made on all fronts here. And, like, you know, making the argument for safety, I could see why someone might make the argument for staying in the United States. That's how I feel, at least. Okay. Let's do something silly. Trying to get to, let's just say if we get to 13,000, I will open the second box. Now, I don't think that that's going to happen today, but I just feel like there should be an achievable dono goal. Like, instead of leaving it as totally full. I don't know why. I mostly agree about the US, though there is no telling just how much power the federal government is going to end up taking with our current political climate. I do think it is good to have backup plans. Sure, yeah. And like, you know, what I would like to do is, yeah, move to Oregon and then buy a house and like stay there. But we are open to the possibility that that might not be how it shakes out in the long term. I think it would be a real bummer if I bought a house and then was immediately like, oh, actually, it turns out we need to leave the United States, because I'm not really sure what we would do in that situation. But yeah, I don't want to keep living my life in this way that's like, oh, I might need to move again, you know? So I might just decide, like, regardless of how bad it gets in the United States, I'm going to stay in my blue state because I want to make sure that at least part of the country stays blue. And I want to, I want to build a community where people value me and then like feel confident that my community would be willing to go to bat for me if I were being unfairly criminalized or something, right? So it may be that, everybody just has to make that decision. And that's already been ongoing with all these red states. Like, there are people who have decided to stay in red states. There are some people who are like, oh, I am going to move when I can afford it. But there are plenty of people who are like, I'm not moving. Like, my family's multi-generational home, like of historic value is here, and like, you know, people just not being able to afford it and stuff, like people wanting to fight the good fight. So there's people all over, right? You've got people who are deliberately deciding to stay in the red states because they're trying to protect them from getting worse in the long run. And they, they want to keep raising their kids there or whatever. And you've got people who are like, yeah, I'm going to move to a blue state and try to make sure that the blue states stay blue. Because, for example, Oregon does have a pretty large rural component. A lot of these blue states have a pretty large rural component. It's just that the population in the state population centers is very, very high. So, yeah. And then there's going to be people who like book it out of the country, who just like leave the country. And I don't want to knock any of those decisions, because I think all of those decisions are, every person is weighing everything very carefully and making these judgments with a lot of careful thought. And so I'm sure that everybody has very good reasons for everything that they're doing as far as moves that they're making to keep themselves safe right now. Also why I'm not buying a house right now. Yeah, I think that I'm just going to have to decide, though. Like, I don't want to sit around and wait and go like, oh, well, maybe I'm going to have to be a refugee to Canada. Like, I think that I'm probably just going to talk about it with my partner and try to be like, yeah, no, let's just decide, either we're doing this or we're doing that. I'm not going to, like, wait for the decision to be made for me. It just feels bad. No worries, Zypation. Going on leave after work today? Hell yeah. Time for a vacation. Opposite says, it's the uncertainty that really gets to me. I have no idea which unexpected institutions end up collapsing and having effects in ways we didn't expect, So much we don't know and can't know. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like, I think it's that, again, it's that sense of not having any control over stuff. Like, if something is uncertain, if things are happening that are unexpected, the thing that we're bothered by is the thing that, like, is the fact that we don't have control, or that we feel that, like, oh, I couldn't have possibly predicted that thing could have happened, therefore I feel like I cannot think of something I could have done to prevent it, and therefore I do not know what to do next time something like that happens, Staying home, figuring stuff out, and doing taxes on the staycation. Oh man, staycations are so good. That's kind of what I'm going to be doing for the last week of, I guess the last kind of 2 weeks of the month. This month is going to be just like, I'm hunkering down, I'm figuring stuff out. I might not even explore very much that first couple of weeks. I really do want to. We're just like down to one vehicle now. My partner got rid of his vehicle, and so now it's like we just have my car, and I'm like, oh my gosh, now I feel super concerned about not fucking up my car, because it's the only means of getting around that we have. I'm just super itchy right now. It's the dry part of the year, too. I wonder if I'm going to suffer with this more or less in my new digs. Like, the super dry skin in the winter problem. I feel like this is a winter problem, right? And if it's not like super cold in the winter, then that's not going to happen as much. Yeah, don't plan too much exploring. Moving is exhausting enough. Yeah. It is tiring. He's like slipped down a little bit. I'm trying to keep him in frame. Come on, Gummy Perry. It's so humid here in the winter. Well, yeah, and I mean, part of the reason why it gets so dry in the winter is not because it's dry outside, but because running the heater all the time dries out the air. So I'm guessing if it doesn't get as cold in a certain part of the world, then you would not be dealing with super dry air indoors. Like if the heater just runs less, I don't know. Isn't Trump going to try to use the military to invade blue states? Yeah, that would be considered, in most instances, an unlawful order, and the military is empowered to decline to execute unlawful orders. So it fucking depends. Like, I really think that that's pretty far-fetched, but we'll see. Like, but who the fuck knows? Like, who the hell knows what's gonna happen? I feel like it's just a show and I'm watching it. I'm just like, I'm gonna watch this thing. It's like a train wreck. I'm just gonna watch it happen because there's nothing I could possibly do to intervene. Like, it's just gonna unfold. Isn't that wonderful? Yeah, the Gulf of America. Truly. Mm. Just tacking on "for now" to the end of any US political statement. True. But this is what I mean. Yeah, like him talking about annexing Canada, it's like, you must know that you can't do that, or you must know that that is basically like saying you're declaring war on Canada. It's like, is he trying to, is he like super smart and he's trying to make himself look dumb so that he can accomplish other things, or is he just dumb and saying dumb shit that it would not be possible for him to do? Like, I'm more along the lines of like, he just declares dumb shit that he wants to do, and then his people who work for him have to privately be like, "Sir, it's not possible for us to do that." And then he's like, "But I want you to do it." And then someone tries to like come up with a way of doing it, but like, there are going to be things that he asks for that are not possible, or that people are not willing to follow his orders on. So I don't know. It's like, is it more likely that he's an idiot who just says, "I wanna," or is it more likely that he's like a super duper mastermind who is saying dumb shit so that we will stop paying attention to him now so that he can do something more serious later? I just think he's a moron, and it's going to be really hard to accomplish anything if he keeps saying shit like, "I want to annex fucking Canada." Yeah, going for Canada would be pissing off England as well. True, yeah. I think Trump is a bit smarter than we give him credit for, but I also think he is drunk on power. Yeah, I don't know, man. I mostly just think he's dumb, but again, it remains to be seen. Like, even if he's dumb, maybe he's being like, puppeted by someone who's smarter. I don't know. Nicholas says the Canada thing is cover for Russian propaganda for their expansion and wish for empire. It's stupid, but it serves a purpose. Possibly. Maybe like trying to normalize expansionist rhetoric on a global scale. Because it's like, oh, well, if America wants to expand and annex territory that belongs to other sovereign nations, then of course it's normal for Russia to want to do that too. I can kind of see that perspective. I'm not sure that it is the reason, but I can see that being a potential thought experiment to entertain. Who the fuck knows? My hope is that this term Trump is just as fire happy as before, which will hopefully mitigate some of the horrible stuff. Yeah, it's really hard to accomplish anything at a job if you only work there for a few weeks and then you get fired. Also wonder if Trump is talking expansionist as a lead up to cutting off Ukraine aid. Potentially. I could definitely see that for sure. Yeah, the final season of America is really jumping the shark. Can't argue with that. Oh gosh. Well, what should we do? I like the pink trombone was the main thing that I wanted to get out of my brain today. Um I did recently buy RimWorld because someone sent me money and they were like, "Please buy RimWorld." So I was thinking maybe we should try that game out and figure out whether it's something that I'm going to be able to play on stream, or cuz like someone else was like, "Oh, I want to buy you all the DLC for this game." And I'm like, "I don't want you to spend the extra money on me. Like I'm still I need to try the game and then maybe get a refund if it is not worth it, cuz it was not a cheap game for me. I don't spend a lot of money on games." Excuse me. Thank you. Yes, it was Alice. My skin is already dry. It gets way worse this time of year. Yeah, I need to start Googling. I need to put together like a skincare for potsies in your 30s because my skin is chronically dry from like being chronically a little bit dehydrated. Yes, Alice. Yeah, so I bought just the base game and I just want to like if I have to play it for like 3 hours or less in order to get a refund, and it's just like I am not sure if this is the kind of game that I am going to want to play long term. So let's fumble around with this for a little while. Probably not for the entire rest of the stream. I don't know. We'll find out. Turn the volume down here. I heard there is a New York senator talking about joining Canada, and Elizabeth May suggested that the West Coast states put up a referendum to join Canada. I mean, yeah, that would be amusing. How loud is this for you guys? It's okay for now. Hello, Thery! So, you want to know what's up with the title? Well, this is going to be my last stream for, like, the next 3 weeks at minimum, because I'm about to move across the entire country. So, I am taking donations at my GoFundMe today, and the goal is to try to get as much donations to the GoFundMe as possible, basically, and we're gonna chill out and play this game that someone sent me money to play. Yeah, I feel like I got in here and I was kind of looking at this and I was like, this seems like it's gonna be kind of complicated, but I guess that's part of what is appealing about this, right? But guys, like, something that's complicated is not necessarily good for stream. You know? Like, okay, it wants me to choose my starting site. Click a temperate forest, which is light green, with no brown hills. Then select next. Oh, hold on. Nope, that's not what I wanted. What about, like, over here? What is that? That is something else. I'm trying to be, like, not buy other things, right? You can use the terrain tab to view information about the selected tile. That's a sheriff's town. That's a... I don't know. It's hostile, though. I'm probably spending a lot of time on something that's supposed to be simple, right? Okay, why don't I just go over here? Like right next to a river. And see, yeah, I was looking at all this. I'm like, okay, do I need to, like, actually want to change any of this? I don't know. I'm just gonna get in. Okay, I need one more. Man. I don't need a minister. What fucking use do you have? Assassin. Okay, cool. That seems like a fun mix. Okay. You can honestly just kind of fuck around. Losing colonies is part of the fun of this game. Okay, cool. Oh my goodness. Okay. The three of you awake in your crypto sleep sarcophagi to the sound of sirens and ripping metal. You barely get to the escape pods before the ship is torn apart. Sometime later, you land on this unknown rim world. As pieces of the shredded starship fall around you, you start making plans to survive. Alice says part of the fun in future plays is naming and getting to know your people. Cool. Okay. We gotta try to move the camera around. It wants me to move the camera around, okay? I did it. You can also zooming in and out. I zoom in and out. Cool. Pausing. Also, good to know. You can also speed up time with the 1, 2, and 3 keys. 1, 2, 3, 1. Now make a stockpile. Okay. Architect zone. Stockpile zone. Stockpile zone. Oh my god, dude, why? To allow your colonists to bring your items to the stockpile, you must remove the item's forbidden designation. What? Orders. What? Click architect orders, click allow. Allow is over here. Drag out of shape, covering all the forbidden items. Allow. Oh. Why are there so many things? Allow this? Why are there so many things that it needs me to allow? Okay, cool. Now I need to build walls. Great. I don't have enough wood. Now I need a door. Build a door over one wall. Boom. I need to put beds inside the room. Furniture. Bed. I have played games like this before. You need a light. Need a torch. There, I'll put it on the opposite side of the room from the beds. A sleeping animal spot for the fucking dog. There you go, corner doggy. Horseshoes pin. Horseshoes? You need fucking exercise? What am I doing? Build it outside near the room. Do I put it like here? Now I need a growing zone. A farming growing zone. Cool. So far this feels like top-down Terraria. I have played, oh, it was a demo or something. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. I played a game called, is it Chewy? I thought it was. It was just a demo. I never bought the full game, but I played a game Clan folk was what it was called. Clan folk that was a lot like this. Okay, wait, what did I do? I was setting a place to grow rice. Plant. Wait. Oh, change it to rice. Okay, rice plant. Have my colonists equip weapons. So I need to click on you. What? Right-click the weapon you want to equip? How do I do that? Where? Gear? That's so tiny, Lux, I ain't putting on my glasses. Well, I'm trying to read everything. Oh, it's like a bunch of shit on the ground. Okay, cool. So I have to, like, just click a weapon. You. Okay, you get a revolver. And this one is the Caravaneer. Sure, you get a bolt-action rifle. That sounds fun. Nobu, what do you get, Nobu? Plasteel knife. Okay, now they each have a weapon. Now I need to build a fueled stove inside the room. Oh my god. Fueled stove. Okay, it has to be in the middle of the room. Can I rotate things? Don't know if I can rotate things. Can I rotate you? Yes, I can. It's a totally different button than I thought it was. There you go. Cool. Oh, I can't zoom out as far as I was expecting to be able to do so. Oh, I tried to put myself next to a river, and there's no river. Whoops. I hope water production is not important in this game. I'm enjoying the guitar. Hello, Silent! Someone gave me money to buy RimWorld, and so we're finally playing RimWorld, and I'm trying to decide whether I'm actually gonna play this on stream or not. Okay, I have to wait for the stove to be built, and then give them instructions for what to make. So let's speed things up a little bit. I'm assuming that there is like a nighttime during which they are not active, or are they just gathering materials for this stuff? Looks like they were gathering materials. Hello, Umptick. Hello. Oh gosh, hold on. Okay, if there was a hiccup in the stream right then, I'm sorry. YouTube decided to turn itself off for a second there, and now I fixed it. Okay. Time to become an expansionist empire. That's the premise here? That's the goal here? Expansionist empire? For shame. Yeah, with only 3 of them, they are slow to do things. I will say. what I've heard of RimWorld from DM, it is even more deranged than the average colony sim. Yeah, that's the impression I've gotten, especially if you get into the DLCs for this game. Apparently, that's where it's at. So, I'm just now playing it. I'm just now learning. Time to make human skin cowboy hats. Okay. That's what Alice says it's time to do. I guess, like, what you're able to do in this game is just a little less limited than what we're used to. Them there, bear. What are you doing here, bear? Somebody gonna shoot the bear? Anybody wanna shoot the bear? This music kind of sounds like StarCraft Terran music. Yeah, there's definitely like, it reminds me of The Last of Us. Like, just some very particular Texas vibes. Oh, it wants me to select this now. Go to the Bills tab. Add bill. Cook simple meal. Click the plus button to increase the amount to 10. 10. Okay. Now you want to mine some minerals. I've spawned some mineable steel near your base. That's what this is. Nope, that's a steam geyser. Oh, this. Designate this for mining. Mining. Architect. Mining. Mining. I did it. Okay, now I have to chop wood. Designate 10 trees to be chopped down. Chop wood. I guess just like the immediate area, right? Get some trees, chop them down. Trees. Oh, I don't like this part where I have to micromanage which person does which stuff. This part sucks. Whatever, dude. It's annoying. Anyone who's played Baldur's Gate 3 knows you don't shoot the bear. Well, this isn't Baldur's Gate 3. This is survival sim on a crazy world. You know, I need fucking meat and also for you to not steal my berries. You know? But it wants me to change some of this stuff. I don't want to care about this. I hate this. Colonists will do tasks in order from left to right. Try changing some settings now. It wants me to change this frequently, too. Why? You don't want people who are bad at things to do certain actions, like a bad cook will give everyone food poisoning. Okay. This person says that they're bad at cooking. Wait, is this person also bad at it? Okay, whatever. I'm just gonna put everything back the way that it was, because I don't think anybody has good skill in cooking. If their skill is over 5 or 7, it's good to turn on. These guys are just not very skilled at things, apparently. Okay. Now it wants me to build a research bench. Simple research bench. What did I figure out? Q. This room is not very large. Now I have to open the research tab. Oh my god. I used to find these kind of games more amusing than I do now. Now I'm like, why do I have to pay attention to a million billion things? Okay, what do I want to be researched first? Psychoid brewing. Prepare psychoid leaves into a mildly euphoria-inducing and addictive tea at the campfire or cooking stove, so I can make drugs. I can brew beer. We can do stone cutting. Yeah, micromanager sim. Like, it reminds me too of Oxygen Not Included. Like, I did not enjoy that game very much. I played it for a bit. It's like, I like a game like this that's more like Banished or Timberborn. You know, where I might have to be like, okay, I need a lot of builders right now, so the barn that we're putting food in is full. Let me take three gatherers away and make them into 3 builders. And then, but once you get to a bigger city, like, you don't have to assign individuals. They just kind of figure it out. They move themselves closer. You know, if they're too far away from their work, if a house closer to their work becomes available, they'll move. Have you tried Manor Lord? I don't think so. Okay. Sure, passive coolers, whatever. Oh wait, no, it's blue because it's finished. Okay, cool. Recurve bow. Let's do the recurve bow. Next, you'll learn to expand the home area. Colonists will clean floors and extinguish fires in the home area only, and ignore fires or filth outside of it. The home area is added automatically when you build things, but you can also expand it manually. So let's go to Architect Zone, expand home. So let's just manually, like, expand... Let's, like, at least expand, you know, over here. A little bit of... there. Drag out the shape of a porch roof on the front of the house. Wait, what? Oh, okay, no, sorry. Build roof area. Build roof. On just the front of the house? Okay, interesting. Now it wants me to build sandbags over here. Okay. Consider using the work tab to assign more colonists to construct. Also, you can speed up time to shorten the wait. Once everything's built, I'll send an attacker to test your defenses. Oh no. Confederacy of Dodos? True. I'm gonna stick with that. Call this settlement Hurrah? Call it, Grace's Desert. Hadness. Hadness. That's it. Have you tried Manor Lord? It is a better Banished. Okay, no, I haven't heard of that before. Let me just slow this down a little bit right now. You can also be a drug dealer and sell drugs on this game. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Kitty says, I talk about it every few streams, but I love Factorio because the size of the factory is only affected by your amount of power and how creative you are moving supplies around. It scratches a certain itch to maintain a functioning system that builds something. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, so I have to build sand. Oh god, what is that happening? Stop it. Yeah, I'm still trying to decide if I like this or not. It kind of remains to be seen. Also, I really enjoyed a game called Forager. But you get to a certain place with these games where it's become self-sustaining, or you're working on some of the more advanced types of technology, and it becomes boring. Like, it's only boring in the beginning when it's kind of a struggle. Or sorry, it's only exciting in the beginning when it's kind of a struggle. Excuse me. Rice plant. Like, somebody's gonna attack and these guys are just gonna run inside the sand fort? Okay, let me increase the speed. Factorio is also co-op. Nice. Let me check really quick. Has there been any donations? Oh my god, the hiccups are driving me crazy. It's happened so many times today. No new donations. Okay, we might be done with donations for today. That's okay, though. I'm okay with that. Wait, goodbye? Yeah, so I'm leaving YouTube for, like, the next several weeks. I am about to move. There's the hiccup. I'm about to move, so I'm just taking a break for the next few weeks. Excuse me. And I'm fundraising today at the GoFundMe. Oh my god, I'm gonna die. Everybody's sleeping. What a great part of the day. Yes, I am leaving the red state, and I will go to the blue state. You gotta go through a lot of red states on the way to the blue state. It's crazy. I like how there's just pants here. Why are there just pants here? Did someone take off their pants? Are you peeing there? No, he was building. Okay. I was like, did you take off your pants and now you're peeing? I'm sorry to hear that, Zektifin. I hope that you can get out in a reasonable amount of time. Okay, see, and I also don't like games like this that have an attacker thing going on. But we'll fucking find out how well I do at this. Pause the game by hitting space. Read the red letter in the bottom right of the screen. Red letter. Naomi's Bears. A group of pirates from Naomi's Bears have arrived nearby. They are attacking immediately. Draft your colonists by selecting them and hitting the draft command. Okay. Draft. Draft. Where's the other one? Martin. Right-click to send them to positions inside the sandbag square. Okay, so you can go there. And she can go there, I guess. That's fine. And you can go here. And then unpause. Colonists must be touching cover to benefit from it. Once you're in cover, wait for the attacker to approach. Your colonists will shoot automatically. Okay. Stab him. There's just this one guy. You killed my guy! Undraft. But he died. Well, that's not good. Oh, well, he's not dead. He just got badly hurt, so he can still heal. Okay, now there's a first aid thing happening. Okay, cool. Good, good, good. I was like, oh no. In case you didn't know, the colonists have been having conversations and interacting based on their personalities this whole time. They are living their little lives. Oh, nice. Yeah, I didn't see. Like, I mean, it makes sense. That's cool, though, that, like, they interact, because I don't know that mine, like, that they interact very much if you're in, like, Timberborn or Banished. Martin. Did you get up and get a snack? Okay, that's the end of the tutorial, but you've got the basics down. Random incidents were disabled during this tutorial. Okay. Select a storyteller and playstyle that appeals to you. Where? Click the gameplay? Gameplay. Storyteller settings. Oh, there's AI in this game? I don't want that. Wait. AI storyteller creates events like pirate raids. Oh, is this just... It's just saying, like, randomly generated. Why would you say AI? Is that supposed to be a good thing? Cassandra Classic. Community builder. Community builder. Community build... Oh, you can decide whether you want it to be peaceful or whatever. Create story events on a classic, increasing curve of challenge and tension. Okay, whatever. Are you telling me that I should play it on peaceful? Yeah, I don't know, guys. We're finding out whether I want to play this game. I kind of feel at this point like I would rather just, like, start a brand new character on a random server in WoW Classic and play that on stream. You know? You know, I almost grabbed a McDonald's yesterday, and then I didn't, and I still crave McDonald's today. Isn't it crazy how that works? I love how the rice is growing. It's cute. I bet these are like berries or something. Berry bush. Yeah. But it's like... See, I like a game where I can just say, like, okay, I'm gonna build a gatherer's hut, boom, and then it's just gonna automatically gather anything that needs to be gathered within its certain zone. I'm gonna have to, like, tell these guys to go gather from here. I don't think I like this. I don't know if this is something I'm gonna be able to stick with. I like how this dude is also, like, dead here. Like, gotta pick up these things. Are we gonna... Yeah. We're gonna strip this guy of his clothing and everything. He's the sheriff. And now he's naked. I want them to... Can they get rid of it? Gathering from the environment is mostly an emergency food / medicine source, the same with hunting. Alright. I think I'm just gonna put a pin in this, and I will come back to it a little bit later today and see if I am gonna get any enjoyment out of this game. Okay. I saved it. Okay, we're gonna do something else for a little while. Sorry, guys, I just don't enjoy games like that. I just am not a big fan of the micromanagement stuff. Like, maybe I'll play it for a little while and it turns out that all the insane shit that you can do at the end of the game will be, like, worth it, but man. And it's like, if I'm gonna play a game like that, it has to be one that is already like, oh yeah, I really enjoy that game. Just like, oh god, you add any more difficulty on it, I'm gonna be so tired. It just gets so tiring. The game gets its charm from the stories the people have. Yeah, I saw that there's, like, background for the character, like, my assassin can't do certain things because of injuries related to his profession. So, yeah, he's got, like, chronic pain or something. Now there are 36 people in here. Comfy. Anybody else big on sitting on top of their feet? Definitely sit on top of my feet a lot. I have not been able to figure out a long-term solution to the fact that I like to sit weird. I'm just getting a standing desk, and then I'll still sit down probably a lot of the time, but, like, mostly just trying to get away from sitting as much, I suppose. Ooh! There was another $20 donation recently, which is cool. Hell yeah. Appreciate everybody being so kind. Yes, yeah, sitting on top of your ankles right now. I love doing it, but I hate how I feel after. I have been harming myself with weird sitting and reading positions for what feels to be forever. Definitely, sometimes when I put my feet down, sometimes my ankles or my knees will feel like bad or weird. I think I just need to stretch more often. Oh, okay, guys. Here's a fun little dumb thing. I just got a new app. I got an app called Finch because I was seeing ads for it on Facebook, and occasionally Facebook ads will get me. So it's a self-care app, and it's like there's a temptation for me to put my chores and stuff in there too, but I think it's intended to be like these are things that are supposed to make you feel better, and it's like a little Tamagotchi, you know? It's like as you take care of yourself, you get like the bird can do stuff because it's a little bird, little pet that you take care of. I need to shower. My hair is greasy. So it's little stuff like take a stretching break or wash your face or brush your teeth. And so I think that that's going to be nice. I've already started using it a little bit, but, you know, moving forward, I'm hoping to, like, this is the year that I want to get organized and start a routine. And maybe my brain will stop working the way that it has worked for the past 30 years of my life. Let's find out. Yes. got a couple friends who are on my list of people I plan to send pictures to, even though they didn't ask for it, as I'm journeying across the country. It'll probably mostly be like pictures from inside the U-Haul. Like, we probably need to stop I need to wash my compression socks. I'm going to wear compression socks while we're on the trip in order to maintain good blood flow. Because I know that, I be getting some blood pooling if I don't move around very much. So, yeah, I need to wash my compression socks. We're going to be getting out of the car hopefully every couple hours to stretch our legs and not have a blood clot, you know. So I guess maybe I'll take some pictures from outside. But yeah, I've got and I know that y'all were wanting I think it was Drea who mentioned wanting to get updates if possible on the move. I haven't figured out exactly how to do that. My impulse is to just post on Blue Sky or whatever when I arrive in the city that I'm moving to. But I don't know if I should post more often than that or something. But I'm just we're trying to really just buckle down and just get it done. So I'm going to try to avoid distracting myself too much. It's yo, we just need to fucking get this shit done. And when I'm relaxing, I need to relax. In the hotel, after a whole day of driving, I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna read a book or something. Shit. Yeah. I have a book I can read. I put away all my books already, except for 2. So, yeah. Man. It's gonna be exciting. Don't mind me, just want you out here safe. Yeah, no, truly. I get it. I understand the impulse of can you please just tell me periodically that everything's okay? And I do want to send pictures to my friends for sure. Oh gosh. Well, since RimWorld didn't quite work out as expected, is there something else that we should do for the next little while? I know I could go eat lunch right now, but I want to give us a little bit more opportunity to chill because this is going to be the last you see of me for a little while. Except for obviously episodes of the podcast with Gayfesh are going to continue coming out periodically. Cat's screaming again. It's like he almost wants to get picked up and forced to be on camera. Oh, it turns out he can shut the fuck up. It turns out he's fully capable of shutting the fuck up. I was supposed to eat a while ago. You should go eat. Listen, I'm not ready to end stream just yet. And I did eat beforehand. I had my protein shake. Or protein bar. Why did I say protein shake? I said I had my protein bar. And then I had my tea, and it had honey in it. Train him to not like the word camera. Yes. Thank you, sweet dream. I am planning on being back in February. That's the plan. I'll be back in February. I don't know exactly when. I'm not going to try to put any numbers on it, but as we get closer to it, I will let you know beforehand. I'll probably at least give you a full day. I'll be like, hey, maybe, I'll say something like, hey, today's Saturday. We're streaming tomorrow at our normal time. Well, actually, we're not going to be streaming at the normal time because I am not going to start a stream at 10 a.m. on Sundays. We're probably going to start at 11 a.m. on Sundays, which is 1 hour later than we currently meet. Because right now I'm in the central time zone. And the other time I will be in the Western time zone, the Pacific time zone. So I will be trying to figure all that out. Like when we do the transatlantic call-in show, that's going to be at noon for me instead of at 2. Um, so yeah, for stream and like similarly, if I stream at the same time as usual on Wednesdays, that's going to be 2 p.m. for me, which that's fine. Like working from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. and then that honestly like that would give me time to cook dinner after stream because typically I don't cook on Wednesdays. But yeah. Anyway, I'm still trying to figure out exactly what time the show is going to be. For the time being, I'm going to keep the same schedule of, Wednesdays and Sundays, but it's probably not going to be the exact same time. PST is best zone. Listen, I enjoy the PST. It's actually like, it's really difficult. As far as the English speaking world, if you do any collaboration with someone who lives in like Europe, for example, Pacific time zone is kind of a bitch, actually. But it's like because the workday is ending in Britain when people in California are like getting to work, which is funny to me. I guess we're giving end of stream vibes, if nothing else, because people are starting to tap out. I mean, do we want to do a short stream today? I guess y'all are leaving, so maybe that's what it is going to be today. We still managed to get 3 hours out of it. Not too shabby. Got plenty of donations for today, which is always super helpful, helping me account for the fact that I'm going to be not working for a bit here. Time zones mean nothing to the sleepless, truly. Yeah, I did used to work the overnights myself. I miss walking around Walmart in the middle of the night. If there's one thing that COVID has stripped from us that I feel bummed out about, it's not being able to walk around Walmart at 2 a.m. I miss walking around at Walmart at 2 a.m. Sorry, I just very not existing today, brain useless. Listen, you have a brand new baby. I think it's okay for you to be brain useless if you have a brand new baby. I'm like, my brain useless for editing video right now, just because I have a lot of stuff to do. I'm getting stuff off the list, though. I set up the utilities. I've made all the phone calls that I need to make. There's still more stuff that I have to do this week, but are the vibes different at 2 a.m.? Man, of course the vibes are different at 2 a.m. You go to Walmart at 2 a.m., there's nobody there except for the employees, basically. And they're just like stocking the shelves and stuff. You can like walk around basically in an empty Walmart. It's pretty great. So, yeah, it's nice to go to stores late at night. Makes life easier. There's fewer people. I miss scavenger hunts as a kid, where you go in with 2 friends and try to see how much you can get into a cart before getting kicked out. I never did that, but it sounds fun. I'm not big on 2 a.m., but 8 to 9 p.m. is nice. Yeah, like nowadays, 8 to 9 p.m. is probably the least busy time for the store. Like right before they close is the least busy time. I typically go during the workday, and, so it's like the best time to go to the store if you're going during the day is like 9 or 10 in the morning. It's really funny now that my partner has been out of work. We are slipping back into the typical ADHD time, which is like going to bed at 2 a.m. and waking up at 10 a.m. And I'm like, no, this is the opposite of what we need to be doing. Like, I'm trying to leave it like really early in the morning this week when we leave. So I need to be functional and awake by like 6 or 7 in the morning. That's what I would like to do. And yeah, but it's like the ADHD thing lining up. I mean, typically we are like, let's go to bed at 11 or 12 and then wake up at 7 or 8 because generally he has a job that he has to be up in the morning for. Yeah, exactly. It was after COVID initially hit that the Walmarts are no longer 24 hours. Yeah, I have not yet become a 6 a.m. person. I suspect that I will become a 6 a.m. person because of like hunting and hiking and shit, fishing. But I am not yet. Not yet that. I always leave between 12 midnight and 2 a.m. because I hate driving with other people on the roads. If you're doing like a road trip, you mean? Yeah. I'd rather not drive versus drive with idiots. Fair enough. People's driving has gotten worse and worse too. I'm pretty confident that it's gotten worse and worse. Overnight society. It's like I struggle because I feel like human beings have a natural variation and that we should have stuff available at night, but also a lot of people are not naturally awake at night. And so it's like, how do you make sure that daytime people aren't harming themselves by working at night? Um, like you're never going to be able to guarantee that most people who work those jobs are probably going to be folks who don't naturally feel like they should be awake at night, right? So how do you make sure that only the people who are awake at night naturally are getting the night jobs? Well, there's no really good way to do that. So I understand, like, while we have the exploitative system, it's kind of better to not have shit open overnight. But man, yeah, no worries, Alice. There is an option to do there's like a little box you can click that's anonymous, and if you need to, you can go in and you can ask the support people like, "Hey, can you change this to anonymous?" Um I've done that before. So, but thank you for your donation. I really appreciate that. Excuse me. He's screaming again. Okay, it's currently showing me that we're at 12,095. Okay, which means we're right now at 95 out of 1,000, which is our currently we're trying to bump up the GoFundMe to 13,000, and I don't think we're gonna get there, but that's okay. Don't come to Portland for the drivers. Yeah, I've heard that Portland drivers are the worst. I'm looking forward to developing. So there's like, in Kansas City, you'll be like, oh my God, this person is from Missouri. They suck. I can't believe that they're over here. They're a bad driver, whatever. Um, People from Kansas City, Missouri feel like Kansas City, Kansas drivers are like crazy and they're fast and they're driving aggressively. Um, and then you've got like people from like Johnson County, and it's like, oh my God, dude, you fucking rich bitch, like get out of here, go back to where you came from. Um, yeah, and I'm looking forward to developing a whole new set of biases and, um, you know, being like, oh, you're from fucking, I don't know, you're from Polk County, how dare you? I don't know, like developing a sense for who has shitty driving habits. I also hope I have a safe trip. Absolutely. I'm basically betting that my family and I are gonna like not be alone for the most part. Like maybe, we're gonna try to like keep an eye on each other, make sure nothing crazy happens. When manufacturing jobs were common, you could work first, second, or third shift. Office and factory workers could work the same shifts. Loved the second shift in grad school in the 1990s. Most of the hateful managers were on day shift. The night crew was nicer. And then diners and Walmart were also open late at night. Hell yeah. I did a year in New Hampshire for work, and my boss warned me how terrible the drivers were. Got there and found them to be extremely polite and courteous. Was a bit confused. It's all relative, I suppose. People are too casual with a thing that is the most dangerous thing we do on a casual basis. Yeah. Yeah, driving, people just don't have very much respect for it. Okay, I am hungry now. I'm gonna get off stream. Thank you all for hanging out. Thank you all for everybody who donated. You can still share the GoFundMe, and that is still like a useful, helpful thing to do. I will be out of work for the rest of the month, basically. I'm gonna upload a video before the end of the month. My Dragon Heart review video will be before the end of the month. But that's it. So please, keep me in your thoughts. Hopefully things go well with this move. I am planning to see you in February sometime, and I will keep you abreast. Like, it could be as early as February 2nd. I might see you on Imbolc. So we'll figure it out when we get closer to the time. But yeah, much love, everybody. Be good. Don't get caught. Keep well, and